Did you really not know that you did that?
No.
It was like you intentionally walked up and just blocked everything.
Maybe I did, in the unconscious. I unconsciously did it. Like in Fool's Gold, when
Ooh, that's a good reference.
great movie, when Gemma's like, "You unconsciously named it after me." It's like, "Oh no, I did. No, Dad, you unconsciously did it."
Turn this down real quick, actually. It's not a Justin Bieber concert.
Iceman is here. It's episode 31.
He's back!
He's back.
Back again.
Everyone's like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Tired of these two.
Can we get
talking.
this Joe guy off the pod?
Because right before we pressed record, even before you joined Iceman, Justin Bieber over here was singing into the mic.
Well, I always say I miss my calling, because if I was like 9 years old and someone invested in me singing lessons, I feel like I could have changed the world. But I don't know. It's just me.
As somebody who sings a good bit, it is a little surprising to me the amount of people that just genuinely can't sing.
Right.
Like, I'm not asking you to be good. I'm not asking you to be great. I'm just asking you to just hit the note from time to time.
Just stay on.
Not all of us can be like you, Iceman. Those killer pipes.
So, Iceman,
bourbon
question.
Willie
I heard something from someone that knows you and knows me, and they said that you tried out for American Idol.
That happened. That is a true story.
Talk about that for 30 seconds, huh?
Man. All right. So, blast from the past. We talked a little bit about my horrific college football career. That was a blast of fun, but it was a blast off into realizing I wasn't going professional in sports too.
Well, don't worry. You saw Christian's college stats, right?
No, but let's not compare mine to his, because I'm pretty sure I'll take the cake. Let's see. So,
what's wrong with my college stats?
Well, all I'm saying is this. All right, so we showed up at training camp or whatever, summer workouts for college football, and we had been like 2-8 the year before. And so I start, kickers, we have a pretty, I'll call it light. It is what it is, right? Like, we get our numbers in, whatever, we're good. My long snapper, so we're singing around one day, goofing around. I start singing. The long snapper stops, and he's like, "Trey, what the heck?" He's like, "You got to go try out for American Idol." I was like, "Jack, absolutely not. It's just not my thing. I'm not trying to go pro and singing." He's like, "All right, well, if we win like the D2 Christian College national title, which is called the Victory Bowl," he's like,
a real thing?
It is absolutely a real thing. And he's like, "You have to go try out for American Idol." And I'm like, "There's no way. We were 2-8 last year. Like, it's just not going to happen." The very next day, coach calls a team meeting and lets us know that a guy named Willie Korn is coming to play with the team. And Joe, I don't know if you remember Willie Korn, but
He went to Burns, right?
Burns High School with Marcus Lattimore and guys like that. And he went to Clemson, where he blew out his shoulder and just never got back on the field as a quarterback. But he was the number 1 overall recruit in the nation out of his high school class. And he went to Marshall, and they're like, "You're going to be a free safety." He's like, "No, I'm going to play quarterback. See you guys. Bye. I'm going to go to Tigerville, South Carolina, and play for the North Greenville Crusaders," which is where he showed up, and we ran the table and did win the Victory Bowl. And so I went and tried out for American Idol. Showed up at like 5:30 in the morning and didn't sing till like 4:30 that afternoon. And you have to like sing in front of a table of producers, and there's 3 of them, not the actual judges.
Oh, okay.
And the first guy was like, "Yes, absolutely." And the second guy was like, "Hold on one second, I want him to sing a second song." And the third guy was like, "Well, I'm going to hold you up because we just put through a blonde hair, blue-eyed guy, and we have to make sure we have some diversity. So, unfortunately, sir, you're just going to have to come back and try again next year." And I was like,
way.
Yeah. So, but it's a true story. Did try out for American Idol.
Can we throw some names? Do you know the producers' names?
No, I have no clue.
Okay.
I wish.
Irrelevant. That's
Well, I'm saying we can name drop, like shame them on
this is your platform to go after them right now.
I've been carrying this since 2010. Let's see. Or 2011, I guess. Ryan Seacrest.
That's cool, though.
Good guy. He's 5'6", though, and I didn't see that coming.
You're like, "Hey, little fella."
Yeah.
"Hey there, bud. Pal."
Joe loves calling people pal.
Anyway,
What's up,
that's
little
a tangent
pal,
of all
Ryan?
tangents.
Were there any people that tried out with you that made it?
Okay, so you go up with a group of 3 to the table, and the first girl had been like, so you're sitting in like an arena. We're in the Charleston Coliseum. So you get to know the people you're around. Like if you're there all day, like either you're a jerk or you just talk to people. And the girl to my right and the guy to my left went with me. That sounds right. Yeah, because my sister and I both went because she just wanted to do it, and so we split up a little bit. But the girl to my right gets down there and had been talking about how like she had a vocal coach and like she had like eaten this special honey that morning to like make sure her vocal cords were in a good place. And I'm like, all right, the wheels are turning, but that hamster's running out of gas. All right, so and she gets up there and opens up her mouth, and she is tone deaf. She is absolutely tone deaf. Like she could not.
When you think of early American Idol, what you think of, like that kind of tone deaf.
Yes, like the people, but I was like, she's gonna make it through because that's horrific, and she has the confidence of like.
Oh my goodness! So I guess they did that too. I guess the producers were like, "Oh, you suck, and you think you're really good. You're in."
Yeah.
Did she actually make it though?
No, but there was a guy a couple tables down that was dressed up as a basketball that did make it through, and then the guy to my left, he sang like the most aggressively raspy, like Chris Daughtry, but without the gift
September.
Like, yeah, it was really deep and raspy. And you're like, so thankfully, I do think that probably helped my cause to some extent. Is that they were both fascinating.
That's kind of wild. I didn't know that story though. I obviously wasn't the person who knew both you and Christian.
Who's that?
I'm a vault. I don't know who that was.
I have no idea. I can't say anything.
Christian never gives up sources.
They said they're going to beat me up, and in my old age, that's probably pretty easy. So
you're pretty fragile.
Yeah, you child.
Is American Idol still a thing? Is it still going? I feel like it's in like season 30 or 40 or something like that. I think you and Christian need to try out together.
I would try out with you.
Gosh. I would consider doing The Voice. Like if I lost a bet, I'd put something else on the line. And if I lost the bet, I would do The Voice. Because
should we do What Are the Odds right now for y'all trying?
What if we do I Want It That Way duo?
On The Voice?
America's Got Talent.
It's like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's like, all right, number one, you are my fire. Number two, the one.
Number five's the one that killed my brother. Oh shoot, I forgot about that part. Such a good cold opening. No, I'll do What Are the Odds? 1 in 100.
I'll do.
We take this moment to talk about our sponsor, who's not a sponsor, Celsius Energy Drinks.
Iceman gets it.
Yeah,
he gets it.
He gets it.
All right. You count us down?
I'll count for you too.
1 in 100?
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. When I said go, you go. Not after one.
All right.
People
I appreciate
confused. that. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
63.
86. All right.
Someone just cut that out.
So the moral of the story is Christian and Trey are trying out.
Yeah. If I get dead last in my fantasy league this year, that's a deal.
Yeah, that's fair. That's good. That's a good dead last punishment.
Should we do a fantasy league and open it up to people?
We did that for basketball. I want to do it again.
The bracket.
Oh, let's talk about it again, because that was the first time in my life I've ever won a bracket pool. So I
forgot you just
thank you all again.
Well done.
I wish I had planned that. That was just haphazard right there.
Oh,
but you deserve some props.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
That's good.
Who did I pick to win it? I don't even remember. Arizona. Who won it?
UConn.
I picked whoever won it. UConn. That's
right?
it. Yeah.
That feels like 10 years ago.
Didn't you pick UConn? I think you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I was one of two people.
The Huskies. Man, the Huskies. Unbelievable.
Huskies. I mean, talk about fantasy football. When this episode comes out,
talking about
25 days till college football season starts.
I'm so fun.
Electric. So fun.
Are we still going to USC this year?
I think we should. Come down right after Thanksgiving. We'll go to the South Carolina Clemson game.
Ooh.
Dude, I'm having a baby the week after Thanksgiving. I would rather not get shot on the spot to go to that game.
And that's on respect.
Those are some logistics we're going to have to we'll figure them out after this.
Yeah.
Small details.
Minor things. As long as somebody's able to get Sydney to the hospital, I think we're good, right?
Minor details. We can call an Uber, right?
Yeah, I'll FaceTime her from the game and be like, so, boy or girl, what we got?
Oh, yeah, because y'all are like not finding out ahead of time.
That's right.
That's right. You asked the Uber driver to go in and find out.
Yeah.
Gosh. Philippe is here. Philippe? Yes.
It's boy.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations. I don't know why Philippe just got really
That was Christian. Christian went there.
But yeah,
Oh.
that's fun. But we should do it. Seriously, come on down. Let's do it.
We should do it. That'd be fun.
I'd love to. That'd be awesome.
Well, before we get into topics, should we do this? What happened today in history? Oh,
yes. Should we do the announcement, and then I'll do the day in history.
I'll do the announcement. Decided.
So it's my
you
idea.
do it, yeah, because Christian actually had a good idea for once.
It's my idea.
I don't know if you knew this, but it's Christian's idea.
So me and Joe were brainstorming about how to better the pod, right? We're like, okay, how can we take it to the next level? And we need to record at a different time. Because right now with our schedules, it's been very weird. So we're recording Mondays typically.
Monday mornings,
which no one has any energy, fun, nothing on Monday mornings. So we're actually going to switch, as of right now, to Tuesday night recording, releasing Thursday morning.
I like it.
Well, so that's an announcement.
Good idea.
There may or may not be some extracurricular activities.
Who knows?
Might be some karaoke. Might be some things we can't say yet. Because
some live streams. You never know.
You never know.
But episodes will be coming out starting next week on Thursday, not Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, all right.
There's that.
Congratulations.
And it gives Iceman even more time to come up with the awesome story. Should we do that now?
Ooh,
oh my goodness, let's do it.
Yeah, throw it right in Iceman.
What's up, everybody? This week's Unsung Hero goes out to the USA U12 baseball team, who, is playing in the equivalent of the World Baseball Classic right now in New Zealand, or Australia, rather. Not to be confused with the World Cup that's going on as well. Well, they messed around and played New Zealand last Friday, where they won 43-1. And, in a lot of baseball, there's a thing called a mercy rule, but not here. They start off pretty chill. The first inning, they just got out to a 3-0 lead. We created baseball. We're allowed to do that. And then they kicked the door in and told New Zealand to go home in the second, where Leland Henry hit a 3-run home run, and the inning ended 14-0. They go on in the third inning to add 20 runs, led by Bryant Jew, who hit 2 home runs, including a grand slam during that inning. And if you're doing math, that's 23-0. And just to be clear, the game evidently doesn't have a mercy rule that kicks in, I guess, until the fourth inning. So at this point, the umps were like, please, just get him there. Just take pitches, man. Just come on, whatever. But they did end up with a 30-0 run total at a certain point, which broke the record. It was previous mark of 29, which was set in the World Cup qualifiers gold medal game 2 months ago. Now, one of the fun facts is that Troy Gloss, that used to play for the Angels, a couple other teams, his son Ty is on the team. Ty Gloss. And he hit the record-breaking 30th run of the game during the third inning.
Wow.
But yeah, so they beat the absolute tar off of New Zealand with a 43-1 win, which if there's anything that says, hey, this is our sport, thanks for coming, it's that. So here's to the 12U USA baseball team. You're this week's Unsung Hero.
That is nuts. I just got to say, my church league men's average age 55 softball team are in the playoffs right now. And there's been an A league and I don't even know if there's a B league, but there's an A league and a C league. And we're very much C league. And for the playoffs, they decided to pair everyone based off a record, regardless of what league you were in.
That's smart.
So all of the 6 and 14 teams in A and B league are playing together.
How is that a good idea?
It's going to be very similar.
I don't even understand the rationale for that. If you're well, honestly, the teams are in the best. They're going to get the rest. The rest of y'all, we're just throwing you here because we don't know what else to do and we don't have a lot of fields. That makes sense to me. Saying they were pairing off of records does not. But anyway, we played the A League, one of their teams, and they'd hit through the order before we got our first out.
Good night. It's not good.
It's over.
They started jogging to the base to base, which was great. And so I played left center. And me and the guy on left got the first and second out by having to get a ground ball and throw someone out going to the next base.
It felt bad for you at that point.
Yeah. And then they actually got mad, though. We're like, what do you want us to do? You're jogging so we can get you out. They're like, we're jogging. Why are you trying to throw us out? I'm like, because you can't tell me this is fun for you at this point.
Yeah,
you play to win the game. And if all you can win is pride in the end, you're still playing to win the game. All right?
But anyway, I know how these New Zealanders feel.
Well,
that's where it was, right?
I'm going to say my unsung hero is New Zealand for scoring a run. I mean, shout out.
What? There's a coach somewhere who's already crafting his like hype speech. He's like, "This is why you never give up." Like, they were down 30-0, but that didn't stop them from scoring their first run.
That reminds me. So I played in this like AAU basketball league when I was young, right? Like it was like 11U or something, and I did not start.
Big
for multiple reasons, but I did not start. Okay. And I got subbed in like after halftime, after we were getting killed, and just went off. Like was like 6 for 6. Like, I don't know, just like was lights out. The coach after the game.
Allegedly.
Yeah. The coach after the game pulls everyone in the huddle and he goes, "Christian's the only one who cares. You all, he goes, the rest of you are pathetic." And I'm just sitting there as like an 11-year-old kid, like, what do you say?
I can picture your smile.
I was just like, let's go.
Suckers.
How many sweatbands were you wearing, too?
So I was wearing a headband, and then I was wearing the wrist.
Rec specs without prescription.
Not even kidding, though. I did wear a mouthpiece in church basketball.
Do we have a shooter sleeve? Was there a shooter sleeve?
No, that was before the shooter sleeve.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. That was only in church league.
No, the mouth guard.
Oh. That's nuts. Well, since you mentioned World Cup.
No, I have to do the day today.
You're right.
Because you know what? Get this. How often do I say Christopher Columbus, do you think?
A number of times, honestly.
In
more than you should.
1498, Christopher Columbus discovers the island of Trinidad.
He discovers.
On July 31st. On this day in history. But also, in 1790, the first U.S. patent was granted to Samuel Hopkins for a potash process, whatever that means. I thought it meant potatoes, but maybe it's like corn brown hash and potatoes mixed.
Fascinating.
Corned beef hash? I don't know. Anyway, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Bang.
I just realized when he said that, this episode goes out the 31st and the first college football game's the 26th, right? So I messed up. It's not 25 days.
I also realized our 31st episode comes out on the 31st of July.
Ooh, Illuminati.
Sometimes you can't make this stuff up.
It's a golden episode.
But
That's right.
World Cup. What are we thinking?
When was your golden birthday?
What does that mean?
I was born on the 23rd, so the year I turned 23.
Oh, that's what that means.
Yeah.
So I was June 6th.
D-Day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
D-Day.
D-Day. You're exactly right, Trey.
He was very proud of.
They gave me a degree in history, so there's just random things, and I'm like, yes!
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is where I get to use that.
Yeah, right, yes!
Conversation. So where I wanted to go with this, the World Cup. Colombia beats Germany. Did y'all see this game?
Yes.
Big deal. Trey, you want to say anything about this? Because the first time a 25 is beating a 2, right?
Right,
anything
right.
Like
it's pretty, and I hate to make it a gender deal, but like we all know, like the women's bracket in NCAA kind of tends to go chalk for the most part, right? I know this past year might have been a little bit of a deterrent, but
in general,
apparently in soccer it's like pretty strong, like chalk for the most part. Like the strong teams do survive, and I think teams are finally figuring out like, hey, we can compete. We just got to do certain things and play strategically and do it the right way. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
Another bit, the girl from Ireland that scored an Olympico. Did y'all see that?
No.
Which is where you score directly from a corner kick. Good luck messing around and doing that, and then getting it over a goalkeeper who's trying to keep the ball out. Like that's incredible.
Wow.
So
can you even do that in FIFA? Ireland. Can you do that in FIFA?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Well, like, can you?
You can do it in Rocket League.
Yeah.
You can do it in Rocket League with all the corner kicks you get in Rocket League, right?
Are you into Rocket League?
No, but I had a roommate that really, really was. Like, he would go in his room for, I kid you not, days and like take food in with him, and he would play Rocket League, and he was going to make a career out of it, and he was not good.
I don't know anyone like that. I've never met anyone like that.
Don't give up on your dreams. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Tell you what, man, Joe tries to just like, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
So Colombia, last minute goal, wins 2-1. Top of the group right now. Germany's in second. Yeah. That's pretty sweet. Also, New Zealand, they're just taking L's, become the first host team to get eliminated in the group rounds. They're beautiful landscape, very bad at sports.
Yeah. Listen, I have a great group of 12-year-olds that are happy to console the team as they come off the pitch.
Yeah.
So,
they're like, hey, at least you tried your best.
So, but let's talk about what really matters. Let's talk about the United States of freaking America here, right? I mean, let's talk about what actually matters. So, I've watched both games, and I'm going to say this. Both games, the U.S., not only like the players, but the announcers and everything have been disappointed. We were disappointed when we won 3-0 against Vietnam because we were supposed to win like 7-0 or whatever the projection was. And then by tying the Netherlands, not even winning. So we have to at least draw against Portugal, which we probably will.
Win or draw or isn't, let's see. There's one other way. Better than the Netherlands result.
That's right, because we already have the advantage on goal differential. So even if we tie the Netherlands, I believe, where we tie in the points bracket of the group, we have more goal differentials. So we just need to score some goals, even if we're going to tie Portugal, and then we win the group and we get a more favorable matchup in the next round. That makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. But it'd be nice just to win it and like let's get it. Actually, no, because if we tie and they win, we're second.
That's correct. We have to have the same result or better. Yeah. But listen, Lindsay Horan, I'm going to botch it.
Horan?
No, lady is a beast. Did y'all see this? Like, she gets absolutely decked by her club teammate, by the way.
I was about to say, it's her teammate.
Yeah, and they probably should have moved the camera. She pops up and she's like, "Are you out of your bleeping mind?" And like looks her straight in the eye, and like they just get into it for a second, and then she's down for a good second, but then she gets up and they have a kick that comes in, and she gets deflected for a corner, and then she pops up and just heads a ball in with authority.
Too.
A minute later, it was awesome.
Yeah,
and she is a rock star.
Yeah. So maybe best result, just we win, but not by a lot. So everyone's still disappointed. But we're in a solid first, then come in fired up, and then go on a tear the rest of the way. That's right. To the championship.
So this would be the first time. I don't know if I said it, but I'm gonna say it again. This would be the first time, men or women, a team has won 3 World Cups in a row if the United States wins. So that's huge. I have a bad feeling though. My prediction: they go out in the quarterfinals. I don't know. I'm just feeling bad about it.
They're certainly not playing up to their potential.
No, that's what makes me nervous.
We know the talent level's there. It's almost, I don't want to call it complacency, because like you're at the World Cup, like it means something. I don't want to take anything away from them. But like we have come to expect a level of superiority that is just so substantial from them, which is probably unfair in some respects, but like they've done it to them. Like they've done it. Like we've just seen how
be worse if you don't want it,
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That's why I got C's growing up. So my parents never thought
it's all about expectations.
Yeah.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees, and C's make B minuses look really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Perspective.
Bang.
It sounds like you're emotionally hedging though.
I don't know.
More so than you actually think we're going to lose in the semifinals. You're like, as someone who loves America so deeply, you don't want to see America lose.
I do that. And sometimes I emotional hedge.
Yeah, I get it.
I do it.
Do we know who our potential matchups are in the next round? Do we know that?
I do not.
I have no idea. Let's see.
I mean, because that's a big deal, right?
That is a big deal. We don't want to play Colombia.
I don't want any part of that.
In
the knockout stage, right? So, I mean, they just got to get together.
If the U.S. doesn't win, though, can we all get on board of pulling for Colombia to win?
100%.
That would be sick.
Yeah. Should we be a Colombian podcast?
I'm from Colombia.
I mean, I am.
It's crazy.
Literally in Colombia right now.
Literally in Colombia right now. Wow. It is insane though, Trey. How many times did I tell people I'm going to Colombia, or like from Colombia, and they're like, "Oh, that's so cool." I'm like, "Oh, like the city in South Carolina, not the country." They're like, "Oh,
is it
not the Narcos one?"
Yeah,
that's the capital too.
Not Narcos. Yeah, right? It's the capital. It's not that far from here. I feel like that would be a very common. Or they think that I went to Colombia and New York. I'm like, "Do you think I'm that smart?"
Well, no.
Exactly.
If they actually had a conversation with you, they would realize that's not the case.
So quickly.
People just come here for the breweries, Trey. That's it.
Yeah.
And
see Christian.
The Flying Squirrels, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went to Squirrels game on Friday.
Who?
Man, they got crushed. Yeah.
By the Red Sox affiliate, right?
Giants.
Oh, the Giants. They played.
But there's nothing. There's nothing like slurping down a glizz piece. You know.
Dude, you love slamming a glizzy.
I went to the Costco today and purchased 2 pork torpedoes or whatever, pork missiles. What do we do?
Pork missiles. That's
missiles,
right.
Yeah,
pork
missiles.
For the youths in my household. But I had the chicken bake for the first time today.
Ooh.
Was it tasty?
Was it good?
Yo, we're sleeping on the chicken bake. That sucker's good.
Interesting.
Ooh, I gotta write this down.
Here's my problem. I'm not a very patient person, and so when I'm done at Costco, I'm just ready to get home. But every time I just look at the menu, I'm like, ooh. You have a drive-through?
Yeah. Give it a go next time.
Give it a go. I'm going to do that.
Small tangent.
I'm going to do that. Small tangent.
On the other world level of conversations, Joe, you got to talk about Katie Ledecky, since you are our resident swimming official.
That's right. So Katie
Joe was
Ledecky,
quite the swimmer. Don't sleep on Joe.
I swam a few laps in my day.
Did you?
I did. Sure did.
You played. You swam. You don't really say played in high school if you swam, do you?
No, you generally say I swam.
Joe, but seriously, how far did you make it at like the state level in swimming?
Yeah,
I'm calling you out.
So it's skis, so it doesn't count. But like,
yeah, okay.
It's like our relay one state, and then like individual ones. I think it was like top 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
He wasn't bad.
Weren't bad.
I didn't know you were a swim dog.
But I was a little ashamed of it back in the day because it didn't seem cool. So even like my good friends didn't even know I swam until they were looking at the yearbook and they're like, "Whoa, you won state in this thing?" I was like, "Yeah."
Nice. That's like me in golf in South Hill.
Yeah. Yeah. But you were, went on to go pro in golf. So
yeah.
Ooh, I shot at 83 again. The 2 times I played the Hollows, it's so easy of a course. I'm now played there twice with 283s. It feels nice.
No, it's a tough course. It's probably the toughest track in Virginia. You just played well.
Yeah, we were from the tips and it was 5,900 yards.
Just add 1,000. Just say.
Yeah. But okay.
But
Katie Ledecky overtakes Michael Phelps for the best or most individual world titles. So she won 6 consecutive. Which is I'm going to read this excerpt so everyone appreciates it enough. U.S. superstar swimmer, not just good swimmer, superstar swimmer Katie Ledecky surpasses Michael Phelps for most career individual world swimming titles on Saturday after winning her 16th gold medal. Ledecky also becomes the first ever swimmer to win 6 consecutive world championships in the same event. And she's 26 years old. So still got legitimately 3 years of being dominant.
We have a lot of similarities, me and Katie.
You do?
Minus the red hair.
Minus.
We'll have a red beard. I have a red beard. Okay. I don't know if she has a beard, but if she did, it'd probably be red.
So
she's 26 and she's 6 foot.
That is true.
So
also her 800 meter freestyle, she did it in a time of 8 minutes and 8 seconds. To put it in perspective, like my fastest 100 meter was like lower 50s and she held it 8 in a row. Like with a little bit of extra time. But I'm like, that's just insane. Like at 800 to me, it was like a very much a paced race.
Right. And she was just sprinting.
Yeah. Like the running equivalent of, I don't know, probably over a mile.
Yeah. And it gets crazier. Okay. Like some guy posted on social media, I got to find out who it was. Sorry, I can't give him credit. But if you look at the all-time top performances of women's 800 meter freestyle, she has the number 1 time, obviously world record, number 2 time, number 3 time, and then you start scrolling.
It's just
the top 30 times all time in the 800 meter freestyle.
It's
top 30.
like she is so dominant in swimming for like women's swimming. There's no one that's even like close in like the events that she's that in.
She could get out of the pool and be in the locker room before the second place person finished, I'm pretty sure, in some of these races. Like, she is crushing it. Doesn't really sell it. I mean, like, they showed it on the clip. The second place person like was 7 or 8 seconds behind her. If not,
It looks a lot of ways like you imagine a normal high school swimmer swimming against some middle schoolers. It's like about the equation.
Yeah.
And it's the Olympics.
Yeah, it's the other best in the world.
So, I mean, like, the conversation has to start happening. Like, you know, obviously she's matched Michael Phelps's record level, right? And,
Yeah.
And then you got to start talking. She gets into, like, the all-time GOAT conversation at a certain point. Because, like,
Yeah.
she's 26. Like, she's not done. Like, she's going to blow these records out of the water. So, like, the next thing you start looking at is, like, all-time Olympians, like, or all-time world-level athletes, like, where they're at. And then you have to start talking about, like, okay, who's the greatest athletes ever, all time?
Yeah, I mean,
in the conversation.
with her and Michael Phelps, what's wild is like Michael Phelps, 8 golds in any Olympics is just absurd.
Yeah.
So like the fact that he did it and like would still win races, but he didn't dominate in the same way that Katie Ledecky does. Like it looks like there's 2 different fields competing when she's out there, and then his was like he just kept winning, which is insane.
Right.
Like
And it
in a
was
different
dramatic.
kind of way. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
dramatic.
his races were dramatic. Like, I'll never forget that relay where he's, you know, the picture is him just like absolutely like euphoric
It's like-
flex. The veins are just everywhere on his body.
I think I
just
used that for a
exhausts
graphic earlier this year when we were doing like most impressive records. It was that one.
himself. Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, or the relay, was it the 100 or the 50 or 100
Yeah.
fly where he like barely
100
outtouched
fly.
by like, it was nuts.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a
French-
good point though. If she wins a few more, is she the best athlete of all time? Like what, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You got to think.
What do you
about
think her resting heart rate is?
30.
That's what I got.
Probably low 40s. What's
That's
yours?
right.
Ironically, it's probably
It's
unhealthy.
like 60, low 60s, somewhere in there.
What's yours?
Let's look at mine right now. Let's see what my Apple Watch says it is right now. It's not good.
Oh, it's going to be higher right now because you're talking and engaging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this isn't resting. This is active heart.
Yeah,
That's
84?
everyone, come on.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your active.
yeah, that's not
Yeah,
resting.
right. This is my exercise for the day right here. But yeah, no, that's not. She's like Chris Traeger, right? Isn't that the Parks and Rec guy? It's like I have a resting heart rate of 26 beats per minute.
It really is.
But she,
That's
I mean,
insane.
endurance-wise, that's insane.
That is insane.
I'm just saying endurance. I mean, whew.
I feel like we're still understating how dominant she is. But
I agree with that.
we should move on to baseball.
Oh, buddy.
Yes, absolutely.
Because-
we should move on to how Ohtani didn't get traded and who called that.
That's right.
Bang.
Angels are becoming buyers. Not only just took them off the block.
I mean, they were. What are they right now? 5 games out.
I don't know the current one, but
But last week they were 4 games
Mid-low
out of the
single
wild
digits.
card. So like,
Yep.
it's tough when you're 4 games out with 50 games left to play or 40 or whatever it is to just say screw it. We're gonna trade the best.
yeah, like the
player."
message that sends to your fan base.
Yeah, I know.
When the Angels are like marked by being mediocre, like right, like
Yeah.
what franchise in sports, like all the professional sports, has done less with more over the last several years? I mean, don't talk about the Mets this one year. Okay, fair enough, but like
Yeah.
over the last decade, it's them. Like you've had the best baseball player, arguably. You've had the top 2 players in the league for the last couple of years, and like you barely made the playoffs or haven't.
It just goes to show you baseball, man.
That is true,
You
but-
need so many good people.
But back to your mediocre argument, it's like even the Mets are doing so much worse though with more. Like they somehow just managed to stay right in the middle with a lot, which is
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
They are 4
impressively
games
boring.
out of the AL wildcard race. Right.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ohtani keeps hitting all these freaking bombs.
he was
Unreal.
This is the best season anyone's ever had. Period.
probably yeah. I mean,
What was it he did the other night? Like he pitched like a
he had like a
complete
one
game
hitter or
shutout.
something.
Yeah, one hitter or
like
something nuts like that,
crazy.
and hit a 2-run bomb. And like it was a double header.
single-hand-
It was a double header. He pitched the
That's
first
what it was.
game, and then
And
he
then
came
hit 2
in the
bombs,
second
I
game
think,
and
second
hit 2
game.
bombs. Like, what are you kidding me?
single-handedly winning both games basically.
The fact that
The
that
random
guy can,
drug test must be nuts.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, the fact that guy can throw 100 miles an hour and he can hit a baseball 460 feet. Like, It's
like our
mine.
boy
It's
De La
like
Cruz.
yeah, I was about to say it's like De La Cruz threw it 100 miles an hour and on a relay from like the short outfield to home, 100, and then he hits like what was the home run he hit 460?
Yeah, it was like 113 plus exit, or
And-
it was like 26.
And he runs at like
angle.
a 2.340. I don't know. He's unbelievable.
I thought it was only a 1.9.
Yeah, it could be.
But Mets, Scherzer got traded.
Rangers. What do you think about that?
I'm kind of nervous about the Rangers, honestly, a little bit.
Nervous.
Yeah,
They're good. They're good.
Oh, I thought I meant in a bad way.
no, like they're already good, and then you add
Yeah.
Scherzer.
Yeah, he's a good. Yeah.
It's gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Well, they know too. Scherzer's postseason wise, that just solidifies. Their rotation so much.
Yeah. Dude, I was looking at, this is switching gears a little bit, and we'll come back to the trades, but I was looking at playoff percentage and like predictions and stuff. And it's like they had the Braves at over 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. Wow. The Rangers were at like 94, and it's like Dodgers, and then they still had the Rays super high. I was like, I feel like baseball is just running away with those, but I thought it was interesting. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, your Braves looking good too, man.
Is Verlander going?
He needs to.
What do you think,
Trey? They got to offload money. I mean, they're getting their problem is they have to hit the reset button. The Mets, I hate to break it to you, but like they tried, right? They tried to buy a championship. They really did.
Yeah,
and
it's like
didn't work out.
If the Rams had lost their Super Bowl a couple years ago,
Right.
But not only had lost it, they didn't even make the playoffs, and they were below 500.
Well, and the Mets are going to have to pay the luxury tax still. Like, they still have to pay the luxury tax. And so, like, it's a mess over there. I mean, the problem, I feel for guys like Pete Alonso who, like, just have been there just absolutely grinding it out. And
who's a beast.
He's starting to play a lot better, too.
Yeah.
He was struggling
cold,
for a while.
Back. Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't know. The Mets got it. They've traded away all their prospects. So the way they're going to have to reset is by rebuilding their farm system. And so, I don't know. It's not a good look for the Mets. Great for the Braves. That's like one team in your division that's out. Frankly, and Christian's Phillies, I guess, are going to benefit from it too somehow. But it's
well, you also saw Bryce Harper's playing first.
That's wacky, but
kudos
to him.
Like, it's not that crazy, but just watching it feels weird.
It does.
Yeah. It's like seeing a left-handed shortstop to me. It just makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, and his bat's heating up too. So, I mean, I'm a big Bryce guy, though.
You are a big Bryce guy. Yeah. Red Sox, I got to acknowledge that. You guys stomped the
I wasn't going to say it. Man!
Look, I'm a man of integrity. I've got to call that out.
I would probably disagree with that statement.
I'm not a man of integrity.
Listen, Tristan Casas is keeping the sun warm right now. He's so hot. He cooled off a little bit today. But dude is just on a tear. Like, it was if you had taken the money or the odds, I guess, or whatever he was for Rookie of the Year odds out the gate this year, would not have been, I would have looked at you and laughed at you. But he has figured out, and his brother plays first base for the Gamecocks. And so that's kind of fun. So we're big Casas fans in our house, which is ironically the Spanish word casa. So
big casa.
Casa in our casa. Yeah.
Go Cox.
Go Cox. That's you guys also held the Braves to one home run in both games. Which
Joe texted me like, who was it? Albies? Was it Albies that hit it or Acuna?
Yeah.
So one of them hits the home run, and Joe just texted me, finally! Like, I was like, this is how this feels?
I'm like, what am I doing? You guys have like hit one home run in 2 games?
That's what. Yeah,
meanwhile, today,
Braves.
because today we're recording on Sunday, they hit 4. They're up to 199 on the season. So, fun fact with it, the 2019 Twins hold the single season record with 307 home runs. The Braves are currently on pace for 313.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
That could be exciting.
That is fun.
But I'm like, it's like a lot of games I'm used to seeing 3, 4, sometimes 5 home runs.
Yeah.
And there's 1 and 2. I'm like, this is boring.
This game sucks.
Make it stop.
That must be nice, man. We've been playing small ball all year in a really hitter-friendly park. It's been, and I'll watch like 100 games a year. Let me be clear, like maybe not in total, like in full. Like I won't watch.
But parts of it.
I'll watch 100 games probably, if not more. And there have been just some rough stretches as a Sox fan this year. So nothing against the Braves, but it was quite enjoyable to see
No,
them line it
that's
up.
fair. And then we just swept the Brewers right afterwards, so it's back on track. All good.
Good.
Yeah.
Which I
But
told you would happen.
Which it was a rough post All-Star break. We were like
Yeah.
below 500 for a little bit.
It's sports karma for not participating in the home run derby, which could have just been your whole team. So I mean, I think
Well, that's
on
what's
y'all.
nuts because like the Dodgers, they have, I think like 4 players in the top 20 of home runs. Braves too. But the weird thing is like after the Braves top 5 players, it's like a small drop off, and then the rest of the lineup's still there. Like Michael Harris is the only one that doesn't have double-digit home runs on the team,
That's
or
crazy.
like on the starting lineup.
Wild.
That's
And he's at 9 too, to be clear.
Is Truist that friendly of a hitter, Park, or are they just that good?
They're up to now 21 home runs over 450 feet. So
Good night. So no, it has nothing to do with
they
the ball.
they just hit the ball really
Holy
hard.
smokes. I wonder what that feels like to hit a ball, well, 400 feet, but to hit a
I was
ball.
going to say 400 would be nice.
Dude, because like Austin Riley had a home run, I think it was in Milwaukee. It was a sinker that was like diving down, obviously, like low in the zone. And it's like he just pulls out a pitching wedge, golfs it one hand to straightaway center. It's just like gone. I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
I was like, I would be very hard pressed on the perfect pitch with the perfect swing that I somehow hit in the sweet spot to hit the ball that
Right.
yeah, they're crazy. The bat speed they can generate in such a like short amount of time.
Yeah.
Oh, and especially in a short distance. Like they're here and then they're here, but like the speed they get from that, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's it for baseball right now. Our draft, though, we're going to come back to. We're going to do the city uniforms because I didn't even realize the Red Sox one. I had to text Trey this. I'm like, what are you guys wearing? Because it's yellow and blue.
Yes.
It's bananas in pajamas.
There's some, the Savannah Bananas are actually in Boston.
Bananas.
And the most absurd baseball team now plays in the most historic ballpark.
I
Yeah,
love
right.
Savannah Bananas though.
Dude, I want to go to a game so bad. I know it's a tangent, but like we were talking about going to Savannah in a couple weeks, and like Sydney, to her credit, like looked up Savannah Banana tickets, and they're doing like stadium tours around the country now. But and she's like, Trey, they're sold out for like 3 years. Like,
That's
just
I was on their website researching about them because I'm like, I don't even understand it. Like, is there a league or is it just like a couple teams? Is it shows? Like, how does it even work? And apparently they do free food
Awesome.
or it's like built in.
yeah, or super like it's like at cost. Like they do food basically at cost, but like they tell you bring your glove because if you catch a foul ball, it's an out. Like there's banana rules. It's a blast. It's called banana rules. So they only
And then
it's like the
there's like
Globetrotters
that-
approach to baseball. It's awesome.
There's
Like it's genuinely
the-
great.
The one inning where they like do a dance before the pitch, it's like the 4-2-2 whatever.
Yeah, they do. There's a great if you have ESPN Plus, like there's a great series about just the Bananas and like the guy that literally bought this team and the stadium and just had like this whole vision for it. It's incredible. But
So what
long story
league do
short,
they
it's
play in?
nuts. They
I
don't
couldn't
play
figure
in
that out. Did you figure that out? Or do you know?
They're not in a league.
I don't even
They're
know if
not
it
in a
is a league. Okay, yeah. It's just
It's like the Globetrotters. They play the same team every night. It's the Party Animals versus the Bananas. But the Party Animals are legit. Like they do a draft at the beginning of the year where like the coaches pick the teams or like the personalities. The Party Animals are like the bad guys. They wear like sleeveless jerseys and they go out there with like their bat on fire. You know, like they do crazy stuff. But they do a draft of the players. Okay, so like you could be a banana, you could be a party animal, and then but the party animals are playing to win. Like there's not this like Globetrotter scripted. This guy's gonna hit a ground ball in the third inning. Like you're gonna throw him a low pitch and he's gonna do this. Like the teams are playing to win. It's a blast.
honestly a pretty fascinating concept.
So here you go.
Dive the
So
rabbit hole. It's worth it.
I had to look this up. Until 2022, the Bananas competed as a collegiate summer baseball team in the Coastal Plains League.
Wow.
And then I guess in 2022 is when they
Yep.
switched to this.
After the growth of their, alternate banana ball format, the team transitioned entirely to exhibition games against their partner touring team, the Party Animals, and other quote-unquote challenger professional teams. They have over 6 million followers on TikTok, which is more than any other MLB team.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing they're doing really cool, and I know this is a tangent, but it's worth it. I will fight for the Bananas, like even though I've never been to a game, because I love this concept. Like the running joke of like, let's make the bases bigger, let's put it on a pitch clock. We got to make baseball fun again. this team's doing it. Like, go, like turn it on and watch it at some point because it's wild. But where was I going with that? But all that to say is like they have figured it out, and it is an absolute blast to watch. But they'll bring in like retired professional guys. Like Johnny Gomes went and played a couple games with the Bananas a little while ago.
Oh, cool.
Like guys from like the drinking era of the Red Sox, like Johnny Damon, like went and played.
The drinking era.
Seen him on below deck several seasons.
Red Sox guys, but Jake Peavy went and pitched for him one night. Like so like there's these guys that are retired but like could still play a little bit, right? And you're like, we want to come play. Like, can I come? Like they're asking to come play banana ball, like for a night or like while they're in their town. Like, hey, can I strap them back up and play?
Dude, whole banana
it's
culture.
Super cool. It's super
that is cool.
Oh, that is cool, man.
Christian,
I need to start.
You thinking about heading down there
To Savannah?
picking up the spikes again?
Dude, I actually thought about picking up the spikes next year.
For softball?
No, for baseball. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
For Savannah?
No, there's just like a adult league in Richmond on a side note that you have to be 25 years old to play. And so I just hit that threshold. So I feel like it'd be a pretty good
Are you going to invite me?
That'd be dope.
I didn't want to say on the podcast though. Because
Too late.
I didn't want to invite Joe.
I'm ready. Did my invitation get lost?
Mm-hmm.
That's so weird. It's probably because I switched cell phone carriers, and so like you can just send it again. Like I'm sure that'll.
You sent the wrong Columbia. The wrong Columbia.
It's actually now helping the team beat Germany again.
Yeah.
The invitation. It motivated them. They're so happy. They're thrilled.
I just heard of it though a couple weeks ago. I didn't know it was a thing.
I would be down.
Should we do it?
I think we should
for
do
next
it.
summer.
What do you think, Trey? Should we do it?
Absolutely.
We could create our own team.
You're both in good shape. Like you're both in good shape. Why not?
Yeah, we can create our own team.
Yeah.
Our own.
I'll manage it. I'll manage it.
We can call it Richmond Pineapples.
You literally have a name. You're the undrafted amateurs.
Yes.
That's actually a sick
Why
name.
don't we just do that?
Who thought of it? That was my idea.
You have a graphic. You could put it like on the chest logo.
And we'll get Celsius to sponsor the team.
Think about how cool those jersey colors would be. Yeah, dude. Buy us free jerseys.
Yeah. And we're going to shotgun a Celsius for every game.
No, before every at bat. All right.
We're gonna snort the Celsius packets.
And Christian passes out from a heart arrhythmia.
And look, another one goes down in left field. Who's up next? Let's find out.
That's what happens when we drink 6 Celsius in a 2-hour span, John.
Meanwhile, this inning is brought to you by Celsius. Drink responsibly.
I mean, there's probably nothing wrong with 1,200 milligrams of caffeine a day, right?
There's one
totally
way to find
normal,
out.
right?
Yeah. Well.
We'll let you know at the end of the season. We're probably going to win the championship, though.
I told Christian right before we got on, you've got to talk about this. I got to talk about this story. So there's a guy that is a rookie for the Jets. Okay, so he's already going to be on Hard Knocks. I'm pretty sure it's the Jets. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But he's like a left guard. Okay, So Biggie McThickums is what I'm going to call him because I don't remember his name. But he got the PDF from the coaches for like what the pre camp workouts need to be and stuff like that, conditioning, so he could pass the lineman conditioning test. But he did the wide receiver training program, and so not only did he pass the conditioning test, evidently he absolutely smoked it because he had done the wide receiver conditioning program, which is hilarious. Right?
I wonder if he lost weight.
Yeah, that would be interesting trying to figure out as a lineman, getting that in shape, but also maintaining weight.
I guess it's all about what you eat. Right?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, and like what level of conditioning are you doing? Are you just, are you doing just sprints? Is there like a more, because for linemen, I would think it's very sprint based, right? Like you go really hard for 6 seconds. Like there's no longevity.
We want to know what your 20 time is, your 10 time.
Yeah.
Right. But I thought that was just absolutely wild.
That was a perfect transition, though, because I wanted to ask everyone, but specifically Christian, how he's feeling about Joe Burrow, the injury.
Pissed off, hurt.
The world's not a fair place, my guy. I'm sorry.
Upset. Latest I heard, he's going to miss the first couple weeks.
Really? I heard.
I was listening to the press conference the other day, and the coach comes on. He's like, "So I'm just gonna get out ahead of it. Joe's going to be okay, but he's going to be out for several weeks. And so then some great reporter out there had the audacity to be like, so what does several weeks mean? And the coach looks at him and goes, several weeks. So then another reporter, really smart, raises his hand and goes, so does that mean he'll be out for the beginning of the season for the opener? And the guy's like,
he missed the first game.
Several weeks. And it was like, so that's news to me that like he's potentially going to miss the first week.
Or it sounds like one of those brilliant reporters wrote the article that Christian.
Yeah. Honestly,
like a
probably
strain.
did.
Like a strain is a tear. A strain is a tear. Like,
here, let's look it
don't
up.
undersell it.
Let's look up Joseph Burrow injury.
Yeah.
Calf injury.
There's a great, while Christian's looking this up, there's a great Twitter follow. I can't remember what his name is, but there's like a sports medicine doctor that like, basically takes what he can grab from articles and gives like a more medical based spin on it. And I rely on that during fantasy football.
As you should.
Yeah.
Plus like
in
in-game.
going to be out for a while. Yeah, right. In-game analysis. Like I remember when the whole, not to get dark, but when all the stuff with
Damar Hamlin.
Damar Hamlin, happened. Like he was talking about like the odds one of him getting resuscitated on the field probably weren't good, but like what it would mean if they had cut away from the TV. And so like he was giving more like background in the moment, but being classy about it, not being like, like posting the clip over and over again, stuff like that. So
I was going to say, I feel like I saw his stuff in that, right around then.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Joe Burrow, I mean, it's non-contact. So like, but the way he started hobbling was like immediate, like, that's bad. That's bad. Like, so, it was not a good feeling.
And there's no official timetable, but several weeks. I mean, I'd imagine he might miss the first game or two, but there's this like little prediction thing on CBS that I think is hilarious. If Burrow's 100% for the season, the Bengals have a 68% chance in making the playoffs right now.
What?
If Joe Burrow is out for the season, the Bengals have a 25% chance at making the playoffs.
What if Joe Burrow's 90?
Who's their backup? Watch this. Without looking at the article, who is the backup quarterback for the Bengals? Who's the second string quarterback?
I
had no clue.
It's not Dalton.
Nope. He long gone.
He used to be Dalton.
It's in Carolina.
I know. That's why I said that.
It's Trevor
By the way,
Siemian.
I like the Bryce Young-Dalton combo.
Trevor Siemian that played like for the Broncos, started a couple games. Yeah, right.
That's
he
right.
was like a plug-and-play kind of QB guy.
And they still give him a 22% chance of making the playoffs if he doesn't play at all?
That's what they said on CBS.
It's better than the Panthers, probably.
Dude, I am a huge Panthers fan.
I don't know.
I want my John Casey jersey yesterday. That's all I'm saying.
He's a beast. Dude, Bryce Young, though, from what I'm reading in camp, is looking pretty good.
Yeah. And the team loves it.
Yeah, they do.
It's the first time in a while that people were like, they like the quarterback in Carolina.
Agreed. I didn't even like Cam Newton. Like, I liked how good he was in 2015.
Completely
but
disagree.
I did. Shut up, Joe.
I'm with Christian here. There was it was entertaining, but like it was not like what he did on the field was great, sure. But like when you're providing me like dramatic entertainment value on like a Tuesday during preseason camp because of the fight you started with a DB because you were trash talking, like that's not building team chemistry.
No,
I love it. It's getting your team fired up. That's leadership.
And the freaking font on his tweets. The font on the tweets. I'm still not over it.
The font is enough for me to say I'm out.
I'm so here for it.
All right, just shut up, man.
Joe's going to start putting captions on his TikTok for the podcast that's going to be in the chosen font or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, Carolina's best QB, without a shadow of a doubt, Jake Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme.
Thank you. I was going to say, I'm going to fight him. Nope, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
Hey, is it Florida Man time?
Well, before Florida Man.
Because I think I'm going to trip you up this time.
I doubt it. Saquon, though.
Oh, with the thighs?
Good for him.
Saquads.
Yeah.
Gets his contract.
Quadzilla.
11 mil with a $2 million bonus. I'm a little surprised it happened. I don't know if it does anything. Do you think it does anything for the running back market, though? I don't think it's enough to.
Oh, yeah. Because there's one more running back story you got to talk about if you're going to talk about Saquon. Jonathan Taylor has asked for a trade. because
I've
Jim
missed
Irsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Irsay. Oh,
Yeah.
hold on. Give me a second. Christian, fill some time for me. I got to pull the quote because it's that bad.
All I know is like, I read an article, I think it was yesterday, where it's like Taylor met with Irsay in like a meeting or something, and immediately after the meeting, Taylor requested a trade.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. In the article, there was no like specific details, but I don't know. Taylor's a beast too, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But basically, Jim Irsay was like, something. If Jonathan Taylor's on this team, then we have no chance in winning or something like that. It was ridiculous.
Well, I stand corrected.
If I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league, no one's going to miss us. The league goes on. We know that.
Oh my goodness!
Like,
whoa!
Like he, like
who's going to be the Colts starter this year? QB wise,
Carson Wentz? No, it's Anthony Richardson because we all said he was the best pick out of the draft. Assuming it's him, right?
I was about to say if he's not that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he was the best like physical talent out of the draft.
Oh, I think I hope it works for him, and he's a class act, right? So that's the other thing.
Out of Florida.
Also, if Jonathan Taylor's gone, they're gonna need Anthony Richardson.
Well, they're gonna need more than Anthony Richardson.
Yes, obviously.
Joe,
but
they're gonna need an offensive lineman.
Oh,
they're gonna need
how dare I? Carson Wentz not even on the team anymore. Your QB depth chart is Gardner Minshew, Anthony Richardson, and horns down, Sam Ehlinger is the third.
Gardner Minshew. Garner Minshew. Animal, though. I would bet against that guy. Dude, if he's going to break his hand to stay in the league.
I'll tell you what. If he has a stash and a mullet, I'm always betting for him. Always.
Yeah.
But I will say.
But I mean, to go back to Joe's point, like, so Jonathan Taylor can now demand, not has only demanded a trade, but knows like that he can up his value. Like, a healthy Jonathan Taylor is on par with Saquon Barkley. So, like, I mean, maybe not number one with him, but, like, he is in that top 5.
He's close. He's definitely top 5,
he's a different running back, though. Like, very different, but up there.
Yeah.
So what they get back will be fascinating. There's no way they don't trade him, right? I mean, like, can you imagine, like, just the tension every time the owner walks by the locker room at that point?
And he's going to the Panthers.
No, we got Miles Sanders now.
He's a good back. He's a good second. He's a good second running back. You know?
I have no idea what that offense is going to be.
Yeah. We look, at
Taylor's
least you have Adam
just going to play
Thielen.
C-Mac. Yeah.
So,
he's in his prime, too. Let me tell you what.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a mullet. But, yeah, you want to do the Florida man now?
Dude, if you get this one, just
Iceman gets the – so we're just going to – we're going to hedge.
I'm so excited. I love these every week, man. Listen, I love it.
I tell you what, if you freaking get this, dude, one of these TVs is gonna break.
Fine, you can pay for it.
Point my screen. Don't you point my screen.
All right. Story number 1, Uno. A woman's dream of getting arrested was crossed off her bucket list after she allegedly led deputies on a chase in Florida Thursday morning. A deputy in Monroe County spotted Janaea Douglas on Carl Sound Road in Monroe County around 7:45 a.m. on Thursday. He turned on his lights and sirens and tried to pull her over, but Douglas continued driving, according to the sheriff's office. She eventually stopped and was taken into custody, the report said. Authorities said she told them she had wanted to get arrested. It had been on her bucket list since high school, according to the report. Douglas was arrested and charged with fleeing and eluding police.
That's wild.
Hypothetically, the one time I talked about how it'd be fun to go to jail for nothing serious, I went to jail that night, so it's a terrible idea for anyone to ever do that.
No,
that's all. Hypothetical. Alvin S. Glenn.
That place is sketchy. Joe has undersold them. ASG is like attorneys that are defense attorneys are not excited when they have to go do visits at ASG.
I'm telling you, I was getting my mugshot and this person was like banging on his cell, yelling stuff. I was like checking my pants to see if there were skid marks.
There were.
Hey, yo. Story number 2. A Florida man found himself in hot water after accepting a dare to chase a Florida panther in the Everglades earlier this week. On Friday, deputies in Collier County responded to a report of a man, later identified as James Dunkley, chasing a panther in the Everglades. When police arrived on scene, Dunkley proceeded to continue running despite multiple police attempts to contain the individual. After a 30-minute chase, deputies finally tackled and arrested James Dunkley after he refused to stop. When asked afterwards why he was chasing a panther, Dunkley responded, "I've never backed down from a dare in my life." Dunkley was arrested and charged with eluding police and threatening an endangered species.
Wait. How'd they start chasing him? I missed the beginning of that story.
A Florida man found himself in hot water after accepting a dare to chase a Florida panther in the Everglades earlier this week. On Friday, deputies in Collier County responded to a report of a man, later identified as James Dunkley, chasing a panther in the Everglades.
All right, I think story number 1's true.
Nope.
Yeah, Iceman didn't get a guess. Did you vote 1 also?
Yeah, I'm voting 1.
No, it's true. Yeah.
1 is true?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean no? I got it right, didn't I? It didn't make sense. Why? Like,
Also,
why?
Yeah,
or I'm going to hear
Go
it.
ahead. I was just going to say, so the one thing that we've undersold that I can enjoy hiding for most time is that I'm an attorney. And so I love the mental image of my friends that are criminal defense attorneys going to go meet a client, and she's like, "Isn't this cool? I've wanted to do this my whole life." And they're like, "How do I defend this?" Like, she literally told them she wanted to get arrested. Like, that's a blast to me.
And you know that people are dumb enough that would be the case.
Absolutely.
The other story, though. Yeah, so that one checked out to me. The Florida one, the dare to chase a panther, it's like, it would have to be in the spur of the moment that there's a panther or chase it, or like he's an expert hunter and then chasing it. And then how would the cops be there to chase him down in the moment? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I thought because I left out the details in story 2 and it was crazier, you were going to pick it.
yeah, but my brain's too big. It's a lie. My brain is a pea brain.
I've told Joe, Christian, so I'm going to tell you what I've told Joe. You need to let your significant other write the story so it doesn't come off like it's in your voice. So, so then you have like, and I've told Joe this too. I told Joe to let Caitlin do it from time to time. Like,
I need to.
Yeah, we could start off. Yeah, I like that. We can offload our responsibilities too.
I love it.
Sounds like delegation. That's one of the keys of leadership, right?
Dude, honestly,
reasonable delegation.
Can I tell you about the story? Because I was in the office. Shut up, dude. I was in.
Get the mic in front of your face.
I was in the office earlier today, and I was making up this story, and I saw story 1. I was like, "Oh, wanting to get arrested. That's a good one." And then I could not. Like, I was on ChatGPT, and I was like, "Write a similar story," and then it spit in 1,000-word article, and I was like, "Nope." I was like, "Write a 100-word article," and then it spit a 2-sentence article, and I'm like, "Okay, this thing's not as intelligent as we think." So
you're like, I'm so much smarter than
it. Could not do it. So I literally had to make up a story, and it took me 30 minutes to make up that 8-sentence story.
Congratulations. I make them up every time, which is why I'm annoyed when you get it.
Well, I normally like make up half of it. I normally go like to ChatGPT, write a similar story, except instead of wanting to get arrested, change it to chasing a Florida panther. I don't know, whatever.
The best thing is I got my buddy who works in, so he's from Miami, like born and raised, but his parents are Cuban immigrants. His name's Mark Gomez, and he's the man. And so shout Mark. But I got him on to listening to an episode, and I was like, dude, it's like, how like believable are these stories? He's like, the false one like probably happened a month ago. He's like, it's not. Like, these things are not that absurd to us. They just really happen. I was like, yeah. So.
That's crazy.
That's my thought. I'm like, all of these are probably true.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
it's
man.
Unreal.
It is intense, the pressure, though. Won't even lie to you guys. Last week, I was feeling really good about the stories that I'd written. Of course, Christian got it because he probably saw the other one and cheated somehow. Whatever. That's not me being a bad sport. It's just me being a bad sport. But my heart was racing when I was reading it. I was like struggling to read the words, but I was like, don't mess up because then he's going to think this one's the real or fake one. And my heart's just like pounding out of my chest. I'm like, dude, you're just reading a story to your friend right beside you.
And there's nothing like,
It's like, check yourself.
There's no money on the line.
There's literally nothing. I'm in desperate
Pride.
need of some kind of
Pride.
competition and some kind of pressure and pride.
You are.
Yeah, I need to have less pride. But should we draft time?
Let's do draft.
Let's do that. How many picks do you guys want to do?
I think 3.
3 or 4? Let's do 4.
Reasonable.
3 or 4?
I don't know,
3?
man. 3's fine.
That's only 9 though.
Yeah, out of I mean,
All right.
9 out of 20,
What do you think,
right?
Mr. Hatchet Trey?
3's good. 3 is
Yeah.
good.
Looks
I'll say this.
psychopath.
I'm having a little fun. I just found this. It was a groomsman gift, and I was like, hey, I want to shave my face.
That's kind of fun one.
It's a nice
Is it a
little
good thrower?
hatchet. It could be. It's time to find out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give, when we get into this conversation, there are a few organizations that deserve to get absolutely put on blast for how lazy they were with their designs. So
What if we did 2 good and a bad?
Or 3 good and a bad. Or let's do
3
do
good,
2
3
draft.
good and a bad. There's
3 good.
bad
Let's do
ones.
3 good and a bad.
Yeah,
But the bads can be the ones that someone else picks as a good.
absolutely.
Which I think,
100%.
because I hope that
Yeah.
happens, that would be hilarious.
All right, am I first this time?
No, it's Trey, then you,
Okay.
then me.
Oh, I get to go first again?
Yeah.
Last
if you
time I was on
want.
the pod, I went first.
Yeah.
I'll
Guess
Or,
go.
you're a regular
I'll
now.
defer.
You're not a guest. Okay.
Christian, you go first. I'll take second pick. How about that?
So I'm still
Joe.
third.
Yeah,
So
right. So it doesn't change anything for you.
My first pick,
Yeah.
right, in the 2023 City Connect uniforms draft is the Chicago White Sox.
I was kind of hoping that would go first. That would have been mine. Do you like?
And
Yeah, those are
the
fire.
South Side uniforms. First of all, I'm a sucker for black pinstripe.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, and they look so sexy. I'm sure they're hot. But but they look sexy.
Well, and I was
agree.
reading that like they had something to do with like the architecture in the city too, or like on the south side. So like they got creative with it. Like they got into detail.
Well, that's what I think. It feels like it pays homage to Chicago White Sox, like the south side of the city, obviously. Like
Yep.
it feels very true to that outside of any uniform. And they look sick. Like, well done if you do that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and they kept. My only downside to it is that they did keep the original color scheme, which I guess makes sense because they stuck, I guess, with the architecture side of it, and that everything had something to do with something about the color gray or something like that. I'm not an architect.
That means that you're going to blast a certain one that look great, but they're very similar to certain old uniforms, hypothetically. Lips are sealed. Go on.
With my first pick, I'm going to take the Texas Rangers. This jersey is loaded with cool details. So the Texas Rangers have this cool TX on the chest with a spur on it, and that font belonged to the Dallas Eagles, who were starting in 1888 a minor league baseball team, and that was the font they used on their jerseys. And the spurs on the side of it are from like a Fort Worth minor league team that's no longer in existence. So they paid homage to like the OG teams of that area in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And then in the side, the back of the jersey, it says 4-21, and that is San Jacinto Day, which was the last battle of the Texas Revolution. Was on 4/21. And so it's still like a major holiday in the area. And so it is just chock full of cool details. And the color scheme is not your red, white, and blue like it normally is. So it really is just like, it looks like a Texas Cowboy jersey. Like, not Dallas Cowboy, let me be clear. Like your legit Cowboy jersey. So I love the Rangers City Connects.
What's cool about them too is they look almost like a minimal, cool baseball design, and then it's all this is packed into it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. Oh, there's so the Dallas Eagles was the name of the minor league team, right? Like there's a patch on the sleeve that is like the old logo or something like that. It's pretty sick.
Wow.
I'm gonna say Washington's.
I was gonna pick them next.
You dislike them, or you like or don't like?
I don't know what I think about them, but go
So
ahead.
I think I'm just glad it's not like another patriotic DC thing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Everything from DC has that about it. And so I'm glad that they didn't take that route. 2, I think they look really cool. And then like I like the cherry blossoms in there. I think like the font and type form is supposed to like be an homage to the architecture in DC.
right.
And so like I think it's cool. It looks cool. It's not the normal color palette, and it's not a red, white, and blue America thing.
I think you're hitting it right on the head with the cherry blossom bit. Like, if you think of things like subtly iconic to DC, it's that cherry blossom season, right? So, like, that is pretty darn cool to incorporate into the jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My second pick is going to piss Trey off.
It's going to be the Braves.
And that's going to be the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, hey, listen, I'm glad they're going. I'm glad they're getting taken. That's what I go ahead.
First of all, I love how it's completely different, the yellow jersey, and it's the same colors as the Boston Marathon. And as a runner myself, you got to appreciate that.
He's a runner.
He's a runner.
Well, and
He's
what
a
the
track
Marathon
star.
Day means now, right? Like, what Patriot Day means to that city now after the bombing. Like, they once again, also a city that could have totally defaulted to some, like, throwing tea into the harbor joke, right? Like, they went and they're like, no, what's still iconic and, like, has been unifying for our city, and we own it, like, unapologetically. It's the blue and yellow. I love it.
100%.
Great pick.
100%.
I can't
We
get
should have
mad.
done a snake draft. I just realized that. Whatever. Go on.
Shut up.
With
Iceman.
my second pick that is not
Just
a
don't do
snake
mine.
pick.
Just don't do
Give me the
mine.
Miami Marlins.
Okay, right.
The blue and red. These are sick. So I was just talking about my buddy Mark, whose parents are from Cuba, and these jerseys are blue and red, and they pay tribute to the Sugar Kings, who were Cincinnati's AAA affiliate and were located in Cuba from 1946 to 1960. So they incorporated the Sugar Kings background into these City Connect jerseys because of the huge Cuban culture there in Miami.
Yeah.
And they look fresh. Like, they're a red, white, and
They
blue
do
color
look
scheme. So
sweet.
it's not like the Marlins teal or even the whatever the heck they got going on now. So I think those are dope. I'm a big fan of those. They got a nice, cool King logo crown on the shoulder patch. I'm here for it.
Let's go.
That was nice. I'm going to go with the Mariners.
Ooh.
I think they're tight looking. I think the trident as because I guess from the old logo it was cool. Some I guess nods to previous teams. It says the Pilots. They were there in Seattle for 1 year.
That's right.
The Rain years. The Rainers. Rainy years.
Yeah.
They just look sick, honestly. Like, I feel like they would be a dope alternate jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should make some of these alternates.
Absolutely. No. They should keep them around for as long as they can. The Red Sox don't lose. Like, when they're playing in the City Connect jerseys.
I noticed.
Bravo's felt that. They are they've lost something like 4 games this year when they played in the yellow jerseys. So they're pretty good.
But I just think the trident hat's sick. Last thing I'll say on that.
Yeah, dope. Keep that around.
So for me, number 3, just because I just love the way this sounds, and I want to be a part of the Brew Crew.
Great.
I want me and my buddies on a Friday night. I want us to be the Brew Crew.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Sick.
That's all I'm going to say there.
They're sick.
They're
I
sweet.
love
Even though I don't love their
hats.
the hat. Don't love those. But if they played hatless.
So I will say that I wanted to like them more because the jerseys are cool. I can't stand the hats.
Yeah.
And so that eliminated for me.
Yeah.
With my third pick in the City Connect jersey draft, I struggled here because there's 2 that I really want to pick. But I'm going to go with the Astros. As little as I like the Houston Astros organization, the Space City or whatever it's called, right? Or Rocket City, Space City, whatever it is, jerseys are sick. And they use the NASA font. So Houston, we do not have a problem with your City Connect jerseys. Because, and let me be clear, they are the one exception to the not deviating too hard from your color scheme to me, because they did change up the font enough to use the NASA font to go into it. And it's unique to their city. They own
it is cool.
The Houston side of it. Yeah.
I hate that I like it.
Yeah. It's like that Luke
right.
Combs
That's
song.
exactly right. Yeah. I hate that I like the Space City jerseys, but Rocket City, whatever the heck they are.
I feel that way about them in general. What was your second? So you did Brew Crew as third, right?
The Marlin. Oh, no, his. The Red Sox.
The
Red Sox, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, both are the ones I like are on the table.
I did the White Sox and the Red Sox. If there's a third Sox, I'd probably pick them too.
All right, I'm just going to get it out there. The ones I'm deciding between right now are the Rockies.
The Rockies are.
And then I'm sure that a lot of people hate it, but I kind of dig the Padres.
You're drunk.
Get out, Joe. Joe, stop.
Get out.
I'm just saying I kind of like it.
Here we go.
I'm going to go with the Rockies, but I kind of like them a
He
little
only
bit.
went with the Rockies because we crapped on the Padres.
I kind of like
Listen, if the Padres jersey concept had been in Miami, I would have thought it was awesome. But it's not. It's San Diego.
I agree with you, but it looks cool. I like the colors.
I think the colors are great, but it doesn't make me go like, oh, that's cool and thoughtful. It's San Diego. Like,
that's fair. But
I'm just saying.
The Rockies.
Rockies.
I like, it's cool. It's the license plate color, like the green, and there's the variation. It's clever how it's like the all green jerseys coming up to like the mountains coming up, which makes me feel like I'm flying into Denver where it's just plains. Oh, dude, they're big mountains right here. Like,
yeah.
So I think they're honestly visually, I kind of like the Padres a little bit more, but in terms of a City Connect uniform, I like the Rockies more.
Yeah, and the Rockies should keep those around. Those are sick. Like they really are
sick.
well done. They're chock full of details.
Yeah.
Like there's something about like the color on the red used in the hats is like iconic to parts of the soil in like the Denver area, like the Red Rocks, like amphitheater, like the something about the hats or something like that. Like they're super cool. They're great.
Well, that's what I forgot. The hats in general are just sick.
Yeah.
Like I would want to wear that hat.
I'm about to say, I have no attachment to the Rockies, and I'm grateful that the Red Sox beat them one year for the World Series. But, like, those hats are sick. I'd wear one of those. Like, they're really well done.
Do you want to go me first again for the bad, or do you want to switch it up?
I'm down letting Joe have it first.
Yeah, Joe,
Me have it first. All right, Los Dodgers.
So bad.
It's the worst.
So bad.
Literally, you just change Angeles to Dodgers. Great. And then you add black into the jersey and it just makes it look dumber. Dude,
yeah.
That was the worst, most mailed in and poorly done version of a mailed in one I've seen.
It's horrible.
I cannot stand that one.
Well, and if we all needed a reason to hate the Dodgers just a little bit more, you now have it. Because you'll be like, hey, it's City Connect jersey night. And you'll be like, wait, really?
Oh, wait. Oh, I see. You've got a little black splatter on your sleeve and it says Dodgers, not Angeles.
Right.
It's the flip of the Astros one where it's like I didn't want to like whatever the Dodgers did and then they did this. Right. And the Astros actually looks cool.
Yeah, right. No, I'm absolutely with you. It's boring. It's lazy. Mailed it in is exactly right. Like, whoever had that job was like, nah, I don't care enough to try. And then people are like, we agree with you. Yes. Send them to Nike. Like,
there's literally nothing else you could have done in LA too. So congrats.
Good. Thank goodness. Nothing to do with like, mountains or like the ticker tape, like lifestyle or Randy's
Hollywood.
Donuts. Hollywood. The Hollywood Walk of Fame didn't make it into their jersey. Like, are we serious? You could have done like a Golden Globes theme, like or like the Oscars. Like, there's so many options, and they were just like, no, we'll keep the same colors and just tilt the words a little bit. Yeah, it's like
add a few curlies in there, like your curly W, separating Walgreens from the Nationals.
I do like the curly W with the Nats, though. I like that.
Coming back to the middle. Yeah, it's the Braves. I'm sorry.
I knew you were going to do that.
There was so much potential there. They had so much potential. Once again, you have, like, if they wanted to go the Coca-Cola route, they really could have gone the Coca-Cola route. They could have had Coca-Cola jerseys. Like, they could have done. Yeah, right? Like, the uniqueness of Atlanta, like, of how it's spread out. Like, you could have done anything with the culture there. The hip-hop culture in Atlanta.
I was going to say hip-hop would be sick.
Like, you could have
Delta
done
Airlines.
And they're like, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put 715 on the back of the neck, and then we're just going to keep basically the same.
We're going to take our alternate ones, except for we're going to use our current logo instead of the old logo. I think they're cool.
Try. They don't look bad. Like
they look fine. Objectively good, but in terms of a mailed in one.
Yeah.
There's just somebody just didn't try hard enough. Like, you can tell the cities that were like really bought into the idea of the City Connect jerseys, and the other people that are like, hey, we're here to win a World Series, not to look good.
Yeah.
Like,
We're not paying our staff to do that.
right.
Yeah. At least Atlanta took their alternate throwback jerseys and made them the City Connect instead of their regular away jerseys.
That's true. They just go with like the powder blues and like put the new logo on it, the new A. That's true. Fair enough.
Well, I'm so glad I get to round us out because this is an obvious one to me, and I guess it's not as obvious for you all, but the San Diego Padres, that could be the ugliest jersey I think I've ever seen in the history of mankind.
I like it.
Bad.
I mean, it literally looks like you threw up an 80s disco party.
Yeah, who doesn't want to be involved in an 80s disco?
And I kind of agree, Trey, where if it was Miami, it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't like it. But, dude, the San Diego Padres with the pink and it looks like
party.
It looks like you had like one of those froze. You have a sweatband on. You're playing jazz music at a disco party.
Dude, but let me spin this a little bit for you. What if you were just playing the Savannah Bananas and that was your uniform?
I still would think that's ugly.
They're sick in that case,
But the party animals were like black and pink. This once again, I've gone way too far down the banana rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But like the party animals have like black and pink as their color scheme, so it is like that neon style deal, and it would work for the party animals. But this is a Major League Baseball organization, on the Pacific Coast, who has,
and in fact,
once again,
it pisses me off.
Vice.
It pisses me off actually. Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't get pissed off often.
Yes,
but like,
you say that once an episode.
Well, it's pissing me off. I'm telling you what. It's just like I've had enough. Whoever did that, if they didn't get fired, we're going to start being San Diego Padres haters on this podcast.
No.
The whole team. I am.
You will not hate on Xander Bogaerts in my presence.
Tatis.
He's a beast, though. And Soto's.
I love that man.
Soto hits the ball so hard.
Yeah.
He's a nice boy.
The
He speaks like 5 languages.
Dude,
I got to
I'm
know him
glad.
pretty well when he was in Greenville. He's a dope dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's another tangent, but
We'll have to say that for the next one.
Yeah,
but I'm
save for
glad
another
that
one.
wearing the brown again, though. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Like, what a unique. No other teams are wearing brown. The like
Correct.
navy,
I like that.
like what was it, like 2000 when all the jerseys started looking alike, and it's like they converted over. They brought back to something that's like cool, traditional. I like
Agreed.
it.
Not the
Joe's
freaking.
brother Bradley has a cool shirt, like
does
that is
rock
like
it
got a hood on it, like a lightweight short sleeve hoodie that's a Tatis Jr. in it.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it's the brown one. It's cool.
It's the brown one. It's sick.
Let's go.
Hey,
But yeah, those jerseys are terrible. Their City Connect ones should be boycotted, burned.
dude, I still kind of
Like-
like them. Still
and
kind of
The
Reddit
like
fact
should
that
do
you
its
said
thing
that,
and
I
get
was
them
like,
removed.
oh my gosh.
They just make me want to party.
If you're in Miami, yes, but this is San Diego.
And if
I
this
love
is the
how
80s.
Christian just straight up hates them no matter what. I'm like, I kind of dig them. And you're like, I can only like them if they're in
Yeah.
Miami, in which case they're sick. It's like we're in
Honorable
3
mention.
different buckets.
Yeah.
Honorable mention that I don't know if I love it or hate it is the Angels. I don't know if y'all saw these, but like they give
Yes,
homage
yes.
to like the surfing culture. So like they're super cool, but they're red and white. And once
And they
again,
feel very
Orca-
similar.
Yes, they do. And they have Walt Disney World literally next door. Like they have. I'm not asking to do like Disney themed jerseys. Let me be very clear. But you could have gotten cool and creative with like with something like that. Like with the
Like
Walt
everyone
Disney,
should be
like,
wearing
top-
Elsa and Anna
that.
jerseys.
Yes.
on, easy.
Dude. I mean,
Yeah.
what in the world? Yeah.
They could have just done
Well, Trey-
Los Angeles on it, you know, and it's the Angels, the city of angels. So, I mean,
Oh,
Now imagine that.
that was a good movie.
yeah. But anyway,
Oh,
Well,
I'll be
Trey,
there.
enjoyed having you, brother. Thanks
it's
for
good to be
hopping
back.
on.
that was a party. Thanks
It's
for
good to
having me,
have you.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully
And,
with this new rhythm, because remember Thursday episode now.
That's right.
Yes.
Maybe Iceman can join us more.
Yes.
I'm
Because
here.
Monday at 11 a.m. we're done recording.
I love that for you.
Dang.
And for
I
your
love that for
and
me.
for your lunch break, Christian.
Yeah, I got to call the boss. But the but I tell you what, Tuesday nights. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, man,
Episode
I love you guys.
31
In the books.
on the way to 62.
Peace.
Love it.
Hook 'em horns.
Woo.